The time has officially come, Chiefs Kingdom. NFL playoff football is here. We are one sleep away from the Miami Dolphins taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Today, I will give you my preview and some things I am looking for in this game so that way the Kansas City Chiefs can execute and move on to the AFC Divisional round. Now with that, let's get the chit chat and let's have some fun. I don't know about y'all, but it's just a different feeling in the air. It's like you're a kid again and you're anticipating Santa to come on Christmas morning. Playoff football is different kind of football. You do not know what's about to be around the corner. You just know your nerves are about to be racking the whole game and you're going to be on anticipation on what's going to happen next. That's Chiefs football in general. Now you take it up another 5,000 notches. You guys better be strapped in, bundled up if you're going to the game, because it's going to be a good one. And with that, for anyone who's going to be at home all cozied up, don't worry, you're not the only one. I will be too, and I will be live streaming the game as usual, and we're going to be full in depth, having fun, going nuts, and being on the edge of our seat. So please be sure to stay tuned in because it's going to be a fun one. I will have it posted on my channel, and we're going to go play by play and analyze our Kansas City Chiefs. And yes, I will also be doing it again on Sunday, covering the Wildcard matchup of the Rams and the Lions. That was the one that kind of popped out in my eyes the best. Stafford going against his former team, Jared Goff going against his former team. That should be a good one. Chiefs Kingdom, I hope to see you there as well. Now, while we're here at the moment, we got a football game to discuss. So let's get into it. Now let's kick it off and get it out of the way because it's been a bigger storyline than Tyreek coming back to Arrowhead, and it's the weather. Because it's going to be probably the fourth coldest game in NFL history. Yeah, them temperatures are going to be low. They're expecting a negative 30-degree wind chill. That's crazy. That's absurd. That's something we have really never ever seen before. So this game is going to hit new heights at different levels. It's going to be interesting to watch. But one theory that's been going around, or perspective I should say nonetheless, is that the Miami Dolphins are at a huge disadvantage playing in this weather. And yeah, you got a team coming from Florida playing in negative 30 degrees. But also, is it really an advantage for the Kansas City Chiefs? I don't know how that can be an advantage for any team. Now, playing in cold weather, that's one thing. Playing around like single digits to 20 degrees. But negative 30? That's a disadvantage for both sides of the ball. And one, Kansas City already struggles with receivers catching the ball. You think they're going to catch an ice cold brick? It's going to be interesting to see the game plan moving forward. You guys know what I want them to do. Run the damn ball. Isaiah Pacheco should easily have 20 touches in this game and just go berserk. But something tells me Coach Reed is going to have something up his sleeve. So weather is going to be a huge factor. But people who think it's just going to be a factor for the Miami Dolphins, you're tripping. It's going to be a factor for the Kansas City Chiefs. Negative 30 degrees is not normal to any human body. So don't think the Chiefs are just going to stroll out there and treat it like another day in the office, because it definitely won't be. And while we focus on this weather and tune in a little more, the thing the weather got me more concerned about more than anything is how the Miami Dolphins can approach this. We know they're an explosive team on offense with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but it does not stop there. The Miami Dolphins have an excellent run game with Devon Achane, and if Raheem Mostert is healthy, he already put up numbers against us in Germany. One thing the Kansas City Chiefs struggled heavily throughout the year was against the run. They're allowing 4.6 yards a carry. That's the thing that concerns me the most. If the Miami Dolphins stay committed to running the ball because of the weather, the Chiefs need to be on their P's and Q's and stop it. Because if they don't, it's going to be a long game. A long game. And also, like I mentioned, the Chiefs can do that same game plan vice versa. Pacheco should see the rock heavily. And it doesn't just have to be running the ball. You can throw short screen plays with him and he can open this game up and bust it down the sideline. It's something Miami Dolphins struggle with heavily. Honestly, their defense, they struggle with a lot. They struggle in their secondary and they struggle stopping the run. But if you get Isaiah Pacheco, those wheels turning early and melting some of that snow, because you already know he going to be pounding that snow in. There might not even be no snow, no ice on the field after he's done with it. It might be all warmed up. Focus on him and let him do his thing. Because if the Miami Dolphins want to run the ball, you got to show you can do the same thing. But now let's say the Kansas City Chiefs don't want to solely focus on Isaiah Pacheco. Because really, that's what Coach Reid is known to do. He does never solely focus on the run, no matter what kind of temperament the weather is. So you know the pass game is going to be involved. And if it was a normal Sunday, if it was even 25 degrees, I would love the matchup because Miami's secondary is not good. And they're already missing Xavier Howard, and they got missing pieces on that defense. And Mahomes had one of his better games in Germany against this Dolphins team. Nothing great, but very efficient. Again, if this was a normal game, I'd be like, chuck that rock around. And I still might say so because you can find a play. The only thing that keeps me at pause and concern is these wide receivers. Will they show up in the playoffs? We damn sure need them to. And it has to be time for them to show up. And I think if anyone's going to have a great game, it's going to be the likes of a Rashee Rice. He's a yak killer. He's a yards after catch kind of dude. And that's the kind of player you need in this game. A short pass to him, he can break it up the slant route, sideline, whatever you may want. He can go nuts. And also, I'd love to see Travis Kelce get more involved in this offense because he hasn't had a touchdown since November. He hasn't really been involved. He's been absent. Kelce rarely goes absent in the playoffs. I expect him to show up. If you get those two weapons and Isaiah Pacheco running, this can be a good Kansas City game. But let's say things go sideways and you got to trust someone else. We saw what McCole Hardman did against the Chargers. He needs to get more snaps, and he needs to be productive, and Coach Reid needs to trust in him. Because really, you can't trust in many more in this wide receiving room besides maybe Justin Watson. I do not want to go down the list and go with a Kadarius Toney, if he's active, or an MVS. I don't want to do that. You got to keep the package small. You got to trust in a few guys and let them move this team forward. And if you do that, this offense can look good no matter what the weather is. And then when you focus on this Miami Dolphins offense, we already discussed the run game. But let's say they want to take the top off because they just don't care. And they still could. They may want to get Tyreek Hill that touchdown. They may want Tyreek to have a huge game back in Arrowhead. That could be the chances. I trust in our guys heavily. L'Jarius Sneed, he plays physical. Trent McDuffie, first team All-Pro. Congratulations to him. He does his thing. He was the one who had the game-changing score in Germany against Tyreek Hill. Our DBs, they're no slouch. They're going to still do their thing. The thing you got to do is don't give Tua time. The Miami Dolphins are actually 1-5 this year when Tua takes 3 or more sacks in a game. That's huge because the Kansas City Chiefs have 57 sacks on the year. Sick them boys. Chris Jones, George Karlaftis, Charles Omenihu, Mike Dana, Steve Spagnuolo, release the hounds. Tua Tagovailoa gets the ball out so quick. You got to disrupt it. Definitely in these kind of temperatures, you got to make sure he's uncomfortable. The weather's already going to do it. The fans are already going to do it because best believe they're showing up. It's a playoff game. They don't care. They're nuts. We know how Chiefs Kingdom rolls. Steve Spagnuolo, let them dogs loose and make sure Tua hits the ground because if he hits the ground, it's concrete, it's ice cold, it's going to make him feel uncomfortable, and that's going to disrupt him to be like, Coach, I don't know if I want to be throwing deep. Run the rock. And then you just stop the run and you let them boys do their thing. Now with my final takeaway of this is going back to the Miami Dolphins defense. The Miami Dolphins defense has been hit huge with injuries. They lost Bradley Chubb at the end of the year with a torn ACL. They lost their star linebacker the last week of the season. They've been falling left and right. And they did sign 2 veteran pass rushers, one a fan favorite in Justin Houston and another one in Bruce Irvin. And I see the whole social media going nuts saying they basically have old man Jones running out there trying to get Patrick Mahomes. Guys, don't slouch on these guys whatsoever. If the Miami Dolphins are smart, they're only bringing them on blitzing downs and trying to get after Patrick Mahomes. And Justin Houston, he's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder. He already knows that. And also, The older the pass rushers to me, it seems like they're the most experienced and they know what to do. I've talked about it in my off-season videos time in and time out. It seems like when these pass rushers get past 30, they're still getting double-digit sacks. Now, yes, Justin Houston was with the Panthers and didn't have a sack, and same with Bruce Irvin. But I ain't going to doubt them. They're experienced. They know what to do. And honestly, when you're going against our offensive line, the two weak spots are the tackles. Donovan Smith should be active and Jawan Taylor should be active. They got to play the best game of the season. And it just doesn't stop there on Miami's defensive line because they got two defensive tackles with double-digit sacks this year. That's going to be the matchup. It's going to be in the trenches because you got elite defensive tackles versus an elite interior offensive line with Joe Thuney, Creed Humphrey, and Trey Smith. That's where it's going to be won. If they keep Mahomes clean and they create holes, the Kansas City Chiefs will move on to the divisional round. And with that, I will give you my prediction. Of course, it's a Kansas City Chiefs channel, so I ain't going to go against my boys. But I am going to say there are things that concern me more than everyone else in the fan base. But with that, when Patrick Mahomes plays in the playoffs, until he proves me otherwise, he's just the best at it, and he's going to find a way to win. And I see this game being a game like 24-10, and the Kansas City Chiefs moving on, and we get to relax on Sunday and watch good football. At least I cross my fingers and hope, right? Because Saturday is just going to be stressful. We already know what it's about. But with that, Chiefs Kingdom, dive in the comments down below. You let me know some of your score predictions. You let me know how this game is going to shake up. And also, hey, stay tuned. We are going live. I want to see y'all there. I want to see us having fun. It's going to be a good time. Also, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you did like this video, please leave that big thumbs up. I'm taking out. Y'all take care. Peace.